To keep or not to keep?
Hey guys, I'm Justin.
I'm Leigh.
Together we own Horrorland Media, and today we are back with not a collection update video. This is going to be the dawning of our new series, To Keep or Not to Keep. So I think we talked about this last week, and I think this video I'm just going to kind of throw up unedited. We'll kind of do a couple takes. Because I probably am not going to get everything in one video. But this is just going to be our opportunity to kind of go over and talk about everything that we've had the opportunity to watch and really kind of take it to a vote. Are we going to keep it? Are we not? I hate to say it, but my vote's going to trump some of these because I know that some of these we're going to massively disagree on. And considering most of these are horror and they are going in my horror collection, but it also gives Leigh the opportunity to kind of show that she is truly watching some of this stuff. You know, the review series, it just got to be too much. We weren't getting very many views on it. And honestly, I was really just reviewing the things that I was watching that I enjoyed, that I liked. So this really kind of gives us the opportunity also to go into some of that stuff that we didn't like. You know, when we're getting 60 movies a month and we're watching 30 and we're only keeping 10, what happens to those other movies? So this is kind of the series where we go over that. So we'll start off. I do have a stack here of stuff that I watched that Leigh did not get the opportunity to. So the first one here, we'll go over Shaun of the Dead, the 4K. Most of you, I'm sure, have seen Shaun of the Dead at this point. I had said when we unboxed this, I grew up, I didn't really care for this movie when I first saw it. Kind of getting a little older, I didn't understand when it came out the comedy, that kind of English humor that it had. Getting older, Carl and really is one of his favorite zombie films, he said. And so when it came out on 4K, I did give it a rewatch, and I enjoyed it a lot more. I got a lot more of the humor. Basically, you know, these two friends, they are through, you know, thick as thieves, and it actually costs one of them his girlfriend. And during the zombie apocalypse, they go to this bar and they all hold up there, which is, again, the bar that basically made this guy lose his girlfriend because she wants more out of life. She doesn't want to go to the same bar every night and be with the same friends. And a zombie apocalypse breaks out, and it's about all them trying to come together and fight it. It's a comedy. Does have Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in it. So if you guys haven't seen it, I mean, I would recommend it at this point. I might not have recommended it 5 years ago. But I do recommend Shaun of the Dead, so that is a keep in the collection. So, next up we have Mr. Buzzkill. This is from Concept Media Films. So, from Sean Burkett here, I saw the trailer for this years and years and years ago. And literally I saw Sean at a convention and I was like, hey, when is this coming out? It was Horror Hound. I was like, hey, when is that going to be coming out? He was like, spring. And then it went like 3 years and it never came out. And so when it finally did, I couldn't wait to check it out. I enjoyed this one. There was a few things I would have changed. My opinion on that doesn't really matter. I'm not the one who made the film. I didn't care for the ending that much. I really wished they had kind of focused a little more on Mr. Buzzkill and kind of given a little bit more background on him. And it kind of ends abruptly with like... I won't give the ending away, but I will say it ends abruptly, and I was like, really? That's how they're going to end it? I will say this, though. I follow Sean Burkett on Facebook, and I know that he is like deathly sick. He has got severe sleep apnea, which has led to congestive heart failure. His health has really declined, and I know that when we saw him at Horror Hound this past year, he was actually on oxygen. And so I don't know if maybe that played something in that. I don't know if maybe his health declining, they had to rapidly wrap up production for this. I don't know. Regardless, though, there is a GoFundMe if you guys would like to donate to him, because I know that he can't, you know, work, clearly being on the oxygen and all the things that he's gone through. But regardless, Mr. Buzzkill, there are some things I would change about it, but overall I did enjoy it. It's got some gruesome kill scenes. There is one with a bong and a brain, and it is one of the most gruesome kill scenes I've seen. That one will be a keep for me as well. Next up, Slasherette Party. When we unboxed this was another one. I got it off Etsy from the sellers. I believe it's the directors of the film. Maybe they have an Etsy page. This is where I bought it. I enjoyed this one. Basically, this girl is having to see a shrink. She is having second thoughts about getting married. Her boyfriend is fiance, I guess, is very abusive. He's just a butthole, really. and she's having some second thoughts about getting married, and so they have decided to kind of do a guys and girls bachelorette and bachelorette party, bachelor and bachelorette, and they all go to this big cabin. So it's her and her friends and him and his friends, and basically there are killers on the loose that come in and they try to make her see that this probably isn't the guy you should be marrying. And overall, really enjoyed it. It's a keep for me as well. So next up, I'm trying to get through these that Leigh hasn't seen. The Mousetrap. This one I did not care for. This is from Gravitas Ventures. Of course, as everyone knows, Mickey Mouse has now become public domain. And so there's a whole slew of Mickey Mouse slasher films getting made. This, I think, was one of the first ones. Essentially, I don't even know. The story is all over the place. This group of teenagers, they rent out this, like a Mr. Gaddy's or like a Chuck E. Cheese, like an arcade kind of place. They rent that out for their friend, and basically the owner of the place dons a mask that looks like Mickey Mouse and goes around and kills everyone. The kills are super bad. There's very little blood. Dialogue's bad. Overall, I didn't enjoy it. That's a sell for me. It's our first sell of the video. So I did not enjoy Mousetrap. I can't recommend it. I didn't care for it much at all. Vinegar Syndrome, I did watch Iced. So Iced was fun. I know a lot of people have been asking for Iced to please get a Blu-ray release for years, and it finally did, so I'm super glad to have picked this up. Of course, it is from the DeGalzer line, so it is very crappy quality. There was no upscale on the transfer or anything, but it was okay. I enjoyed it. Basically, these kids go on a ski trip. One of their friends dies. Years later, after all of them are married and everything, they get this invitation to go to a ski resort. They go and are reminded that, hey, there's someone that has died. You can't forget him. And, you know, they don't know if he's come back from the grave or exactly what is happening. It's got a pretty good twist there at the end. I enjoyed Iced. We'll add it to the collection. Go ahead and knock this one out. Another Vinegar Syndrome is going to be They Call Me Macho Woman. So this one I was really unsure about. The VSA line, when I saw the trailer for this, it looked like complete and utter cheese. And so I waited for it to go on sale because I didn't want to give $35 for it because I was scared I wouldn't like it. And I actually had a lot of fun with this one. Basically, this...
I'm gonna watch that one.
We can rewatch it. You don't tell me when you want to watch stuff. Anyways.
You don't tell me what you're fixing to watch.
Anyways. So Mongo is, I think it's Mongo, is a drug dealer, and he is making this big, he's having a big drug deal go down. And basically this woman goes and she is house hunting. She has just moved to the town. She kind of foils their plan. She's looking for houses in places that maybe she shouldn't be. And so Mongo and them, of course, come after her. They think that she's just some blonde bimbo who doesn't know any better, and that they can tie her up and shut her up and kill her and get their drug deal done and everything be done. Little do they know, though, she is actually trained in combat. She grew up with brothers, I think is the number one thing that kind of comes out in dialogue. She grew up with brothers, and she knows how to handle herself and how to fight. So definitely a lot of hijinks. Super, super, super cheesy kills. The acting's not great, but overall an enjoyable film. It's a keep. And then next up here, Murder Size. This is another one. I ordered this and Slasherette Party at the same time. I cannot speak as highly for this one as I do Slasherette Party, though. Murder Size, in my opinion, I hated this film. I didn't even make it all the way through. I made it through about the first 20 minutes and realized this was not a movie for me. The acting was poor. The dialogue was poor. The blood and gore and stuff in it was nowhere near to the level of a Slasherette Party, even though it was made by the same people. And Murder Size, I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. I didn't like it. This may be one. I'm going to put it in the sell pile for now. This is on Tubi for free. I may go back on Tubi and try to watch it and at least make it through it.
Is that the one with Jessica Flux in?
It is.
Well, no wonder it sucked.
But she's only in it for like the first 10 minutes. I may go back and try to rewatch it just to make it through it, because I think, in all honesty, this is the only one on the table I didn't make it all the way through. So before we sell it, I may go to Tubi, watch the free copy before I open it. It's still wrapped. But for now, it's going to be a sale. I just couldn't get into it. I didn't care for it. So far, we've got 5 keeps, 2 sales, so that's 7 films. We've got another big stack here. These are the ones that Leigh has actually watched, so let's get into these. Alright, so next stack here, we start out Vinegar Syndrome's Virtuosity. We actually just watched this one last night. I thought Virtuosity was good. It reminded me a lot of Demolition Man.
Yeah.
So, basically, they have a virtual simulation, virtual simulated reality, I guess, where they train their police officers, and they are hooking up all the criminals to it to that way if there's any bugs or anything, hey, no harm, no foul if it hurts a criminal, right? But little do they know there is a character within this virtual reality, Sid Point 6, and he is gaining all this knowledge, and he is basically taking their genetic makeup and learning it. And so he eventually, of course, something goes awry. He gets released into the real world, and the one person that they have to defeat him is Denzel Washington's character. He has been imprisonated. They say, you know, that he basically took justice into his own hands and wasn't supposed to. They've thrown him in prison. So they say, hey, if you can capture Sid Point 6 and kind of bring him back to us, we'll let you out of jail. So definitely some poor effects. This movie has not aged well as far as like the CGI and stuff. There was a few things I think me and you both didn't really understand about it. The ending was kind of you know. But overall, I mean, I enjoyed it still. Definitely worth a rewatch because, like I said, there were some things we didn't understand. But I think upon a rewatch, we might could
figure it out.
Maybe. I don't know. What do you think?
I liked it overall. Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, I mean, like the people from the virtual, they bleed green, and you know, but I mean, overall, it was a good film.
Yeah. So I'm going to vote we keep it.
Okay.
What do you?
Okay, I agree.
Okay. So
I'll tell you if I don't.
Okay. Virtuosity we will keep. Next up, I feel like this one's going to be a divider for us, and that's Feed Me.
Probably.
So Feed Me's weird. I'm not going to lie. This is basically this guy has a girlfriend. He's madly in love. She has a eating disorder.
They were married.
Huh?
They were married.
No, they were just. Are you sure they were married?
They were married and separated.
Okay. I thought they were dating. Anyways, regardless, they were married and separated, apparently. She has a eating disorder, though, that eventually kills her. And so he is just distraught. He doesn't know what to do with his life. And so basically, we have this guy. I'm not good with names. But he comes in and he's like, hey, you know, in order to get over all that, you need to let all the baggage that you're carrying go. The best way to do that is to come to me, sign a contract, and basically he tells him, I'm going to eat you. I'm going to chop you up into pieces, and I'm going to eat you slowly, piece by piece, until eventually you're no longer living, and then you will be freed of all the baggage that you were carrying. It does get kind of weird. There's some stuff in there with like a mother, and the guy is definitely messed up. Overall, though, I mean, I still enjoyed it. I think I won't speak for her, but I think Leigh was a little grossed out by it.
It was disgusting.
I mean,
absolutely. Out of all the horror movies I watched, that was freaking disgusting.
Just because he was eating him like real time?
Not just that, just everything. The environment they were in, like, it was just disgusting.
But the environment's what made it so good at the same time, because it just shows how he was living. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Will I ever rewatch it again? I don't know, to be 100% honest. But I mean, to be honest, what am I going to rewatch on the shelf behind me? Probably not a whole lot. My vote for now is going to be to keep it. This may be one that gets sold later on down the line, but for now, mine's going to be a keep it.
I would definitely sell, but you just keep away
I figured.
as you run out of room on the shelves.
We'll keep it for now. Like I said, it wasn't. I liked it. I didn't think it was a terrible movie. Another divider. Oh, if you guys saw our Valentine's Day episode, you know what kind of divide this caused, and that is Warm Bodies. I mean, we already went into this one. I'll go into it real quick again, but basically there's a zombie apocalypse. You have R, and the zombies are kind of already communicating with each other, but R basically finds this girl who he falls in love with, and he kidnaps her and takes her back to like the zombie compound kind of. And it's through that they actually wind up falling in love together. And through human interaction and love, instead of hate and killing, it is that the zombies are able to become human again. And so it's just a zombie love story. I have heard about this movie for years. I always said I would never watch it. With Valentine's Day coming up and a $10 Blu-ray at Walmart, I was like, we'll try it. I actually enjoyed it. I think all three of us, me, Carl, and Eric, actually enjoyed it for what it is. Leigh, on the other hand,
I just thought it was dumb.
The one girl that should have thought that this movie was sweet did not. Again, will I ever rewatch it again? I don't know. With Leigh not liking it, it's definitely not a movie that you're going to probably pop in on Valentine's Day ever again, because she didn't care for it. But again, maybe upon a rewatch sometime, I'm going to vote keep it because I didn't hate it. I thought it was a pretty decent film. As I go through the shelf and as we run out of room, that may be one of the first ones that gets picked off to go eventually. But for right now, I'll keep it. I didn't hate it.
Okay.
So next up, another one that's going to be divisive. Maybe we put all the divisive ones on top. That is Street Trash, the remake here. Again, this one is extremely nasty. The boils popping and all the oozing blood and different stuff. There was 1,000,001 things I liked about this movie. Again, I'm not going to get into all those. I'll get into the one thing that I didn't like, and that is, I don't know the actor's name. I think he played in Fried Barry, and I think his name was Barry. His character has like this little blue demon with him, little blue, I don't know what else you call him, gremlin or something. He added nothing to the movie. It actually took away and detracted from it, and I just thought it was stupid. I hated that. If I could have changed one thing, that would have been it. But if you don't know what this version of Street Trash is, essentially the best way to describe it is a social commentary. As the rich get more rich and the poor are forced into homeless compounds, they had this mayor of the city, and he's like, the homeless, they're scum, and I want them gone. And so he devises this drug, basically, that is an aerosol form, and if you breathe it in, it turns your bones into goo and mush. And essentially, that's the way that the rich...
He's killing off the poor.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially the way that the rich are going to rise to the top, and they're going to kill off all the poor. Again, is it a great movie? No, but I did enjoy it. I thought it was pretty decent. So that's Street Trash. I know you didn't like it.
No, I did not like it. I thought it was stupid.
So, again, another one that's going to be divisive, but I vote to keep. It's a Vinegar Syndrome 2. Again, another one maybe down the line as it goes out of print. We may try to get rid of it or something, but for right now, I'm going to keep that one. Leigh actually has seen this one before, but we did not watch it.
A long time ago.
Yeah, we did not watch it together. That's Kill Bill. I love Kill Bill. I shouldn't say love. Love's a very strong emotion. I like Kill Bill a lot. I only watched Volume 1. I haven't watched Volume 2 yet. But basically, it's just about, Uma Thurman's character. She has been wronged by Bill, who is it was her fiance. And he comes in and winds up killing her. And, it's about, he thinks he's killed her, but he hasn't. And so she basically trains and becomes a kick-ass assassin, and she's out for revenge against not only him, but everyone that tried to help him kill her, because there are other assassins in groups. The 4K of this, just to throw this out, is amazing, though. The way that all the blood and it goes from color to black and white when she's fighting the people in the club there towards the end is just amazing. I like Kill Bill, so definitely going to be a keep for me.
I haven't rewatched it, so I won't speculate. I didn't like it years ago, but again, I haven't watched it in a very long time. Okay.
Next up, oh boy, this one's fun. This is Cocaine Werewolf. Yeah, I don't even know where to start with this one. So there are a lot of times in movies, especially low budget movies, you have different criteria. If low budget movies are going to have some, if not all of these, and it just depends on your tolerance for it. But they're going to have bad acting, poor dialogue, crappy special gore effects, and probably, if it's a creature feature, a crappy costume. This one has all that and more. So the werewolf looks like crap. The dialogue and the storyline behind it are poor. If Yeah. If
The werewolf looks more like a gorilla.
It does.
Than a werewolf.
Yeah, it really does. And then the storyline and everything is just pretty much non-existent. And the blood, we have a werewolf that's biting someone's neck. There should be blood pulsating out of their jugular, and instead we get like 4 dots of blood somewhere on their face. It's not even where he's bit them. It's extremely stupid. But essentially what the storyline behind this is, you have someone who is a werewolf, and this guy winds up killing him. And we wind up finding out through dialogue that the moon is not what turns these people into werewolves, it's their vices. And so this guy's vice is cocaine. So anytime he's around cocaine or snorts cocaine, he's going to become a werewolf. And extremely stupid premise. Again, Cocaine Bear came out, and that started a frenzy for drug films. You've got Meth Gator, Cocaine Werewolf, our next film, which is Crack Coon. You have Weed Wolf. You've had all these, and none of them are done relatively well. This one, though, may be one of the worst. This one, for me, has absolutely no redeeming qualities. For me, it's a sell.
Agreed.
Yeah. Pretty poor there. I wouldn't suggest that even to my worst enemy. I may have Carl watch it just because he did make us watch some pretty bad stuff. Next up, though, as I mentioned, Crack Coon. This one is pretty much the exact same way. Poor acting. This one, however, is filmed great. The cinematography of this one is fantastic. I do like the story in this one a lot more. I think that we actually laughed during this one a lot more. I thought we at least tried to find humor in the bad storytelling. But essentially what this one is this guy is a drug dealer. He's selling crack. And whenever these people are taking said crack, it is turning them into these, I don't know if you'd really call them zombies or not. I really don't know what they are, because it's like they take the crack, they go crazy, and then you never see them again, which is, again, a plot hole in and of itself. But essentially, there's a group of kids who are going up to a house to party, and they have invited this drug dealer, and they're like, hey, if you come up here, we think you can score some money because we're going to want some drugs this weekend. On their way up there, they wind up getting pulled over by the cops, and so they toss the drugs out the window, and lo and behold, there is a raccoon that goes and gets said crack and takes it, and of course becomes the Crack Coon and just wreaks havoc.
A very poor costume.
It is a poor costume. I enjoyed the costuming more in this one, though, than I did Cocaine Werewolf. The gore effects in this one are really, really good. They're really, really, really well done. So props to them for that. Again, unfortunately, though, I would like to say that this one has enough redeeming qualities to keep it. But for me, it doesn't. I will never probably ever rewatch this. So for me, again, another sell.
Agreed.
One that I think we both liked, at least I think you liked this one, you laughed several times, and that is We Are Zombies.
It's not a masterpiece, but it was better than any of those others.
No, not a masterpiece, but I thought that this one was funny, though. Essentially, you have this group, and zombies are not brain-eating, mindless creatures. They are living in society. And there is this group, if you have a zombie that you just don't want anymore, as bad as that may sound, you can call this group and they will come pick them up. And they will take them to a zombie home. There is a group, though, that is coming in. They are impersonating these people, and they are selling the zombies to make money. Not in a bad way. They're just, selling them to make money. And little do we find out a little bit later on, though, that the zombies are being taken and they are being drugged into becoming brain-eating crazy zombies. I think it never honestly really says. I'm assuming that they're being made into that as a means to help the military based on who is doing the drugging of them.
Yeah, because they're caged the rest of the time.
Yeah. So again, another one. It has quite a bit of humor throughout. It's got a really cool scene there at like a rave party. A really cool scene. That's kind of where all the zombies kind of get turned. Really, really cool. I would definitely rewatch this one again. I think it has quite a bit of rewatchability, at least for me. Like I said, pretty decent humor. I vote keep it.
Oh yeah, it was all right.
Okay. All right. So we will save the best for last, which is Rumpelstiltskin. I mean, I don't really know that I really need to go over Rumpelstiltskin. Everybody knows, I've already said it, this will probably be my release of the year. Rumpelstiltskin for me, of course, it's going to be a keep.
Yeah.
So, if you guys don't know what Rumpelstiltskin is, there are 1,000,001 reviews of it. Basically, I'm not sure if Rumpelstiltskin is a demon or exactly what he is, but he is. He tries to take these babies. These witches turn him into a stone. We come into present day. This stone is in this antique kind of occult store. We have a woman who is pregnant. Her husband is a cop. He is killed in the line of duty. Months later, she is trying to dredge through life without him. She now has this newborn. Her friend's like, come on, we're going to go shopping. She takes her to this cult store. She, of course, is drawn to this statue of Rumpelstiltskin. She cries on it, which is the tears is the way that he's released. He comes out and basically he wants her baby. She won't give him the baby, and hijinks ensues. This, of course, came out at the height of your one-line films. You had all your Leprechaun movies. Freddy had really changed the game with that. We no longer had the stalk and slash, heavy breathing into a phone from the other end of the killer. From the 70s and 80s, the 90s had really moved into that one-liner where your killers actually start getting some personality to them, I guess. And I love Rumpelstiltskin. It's one of my favorites. So there's that. We both vote to keep it. So out of that stack, let's do the math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 keeps and 4 sales. They're probably, you know, again, this is actually rare that we probably keep this many. 9 times out of 10, and if Leigh had it her way, we wouldn't be keeping this many. But there are several of these, at least in my opinion, that do have rewatchability. She does not watch as much horror or find horror as that's not her genre like it is mine. And so, you know, the things that we disagree on, Feed Me, Warm Body, Street Trash, I still find enjoyability out of those, even though she doesn't. But these 4, Crack Coon, Cocaine Werewolf, Murder Size for the time being. Like I said, may try to rewatch that one on Tubi. We'll see. And Mousetrap. All 4 of these will be heading to the Horrorland Media Convention booth to sell. I didn't enjoy them. They have no rewatchability. There's no sense in adding them to the shelf. So, yeah. We got rid of 4.
Okay.
Like I said, 9 times out of 10, we're going to get rid of a lot more than that. I know next time we've really got to dive in. I'm getting a big collection of Severin that I've got to watch, and Severin is a very hit or miss company for me. So we'll probably have a lot more next time when it comes to the sale pile. But
we'll probably still disagree on most of those.
Probably. I mean, we agree for the most part on a lot of stuff. I mean, a big stack of this stuff really wasn't fair to add in because, like I said, she didn't get to watch a lot. Again, we're getting ready to do the convention run, so I've been down here doing inventory and a lot of different stuff. And, you know, while she's up, you know, up kind of at the front of the house doing, you know, cooking supper, or she has become a master at Kirby with our youngest daughter. So while she's doing stuff like that, I'm down here trying to do inventory, put stuff in totes, and, you know, I'll pop in a movie. So that's how I got to watch a lot of these. And I do watch movies at work sometimes also if I don't have stuff to do. Tubi is a man's best friend. So, but yeah, guys, we'll go ahead and end this video here. This is what you guys can kind of expect. Like I said, we are replacing the review series with this. There's a lot of other people who give specs and do the reviews a lot better than me. So we figure that this will be a little better. We can go over everything, still kind of review it, but also thin the collection and get rid of some stuff. So we hope that you guys have enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up on the video. Make sure that you like and subscribe. And we'll catch you next time with Keep or Not to Keep.